Hi everyone. Today is the day three of learning Python fundamentals. I hope you guys have been enjoying the video. Yesterday we have discussed about the various operators, and on the very first day we discussed about who discovered Python and how Python came into existence when it came under existence. So now let's start with the things. But before that, I had given you six assignments there regarding to implement the arithmetic operators, membership operator, and again the uh, identity operators. So I hope you guys have done that. So if you haven't done it, then you can do it today. But I hope that for the consistency of your career, of your goals, you should practice every day, every day, not only 100 lines of code, but also like from around, I would suggested that if you are from a non-tech background, then you should practice around 500 to 1,000 lines of code every day. Okay. So now let's not just waste the time and let's start with the discussion. So meanwhile, when I am opening the mind maps, I want you guys to tell me what actually the mind map is. I've explained you about the mind map. Yeah. So basically, what is a mind map? Mind map is a pictorial representation of a data. Basically, anyone who will give you an Excel sheet of containing 10,000 rows, 20,000 columns, he will give you a Google Doc containing 10,000 lines of data. So anyone who is reading those files, they can't understand the data, right? So for the better understanding of data, you need a mind map, you need a flowchart so that anyone can easily understand what type of data contained within that file. Okay. So in short, for you guys to remember it is that mind map is the pictorial representation of data. So for that, you have to do nothing. I hope you guys have Google Chrome in your system. So just open a Google Chrome and just type it Python mind map. So this is the particular mind map for it, and how to operate it. You can just double click on each of the cells, and if you want to close it, you can do it in the same way by double clicking it. Okay. So the first questions for you guys is who discovered Python, when it was discovered, and when it came under existence. So I want you guys to just comment it on the comment section. So I'm just giving you 1 minute time. You can rethink it and don't just copy paste it. Just try to remember it, who discovered it and when it was discovered, and by which that programmer was influenced with. It's like how he named this programming language as Python. Okay. So the answer is Guido van Rossum. He was a programmer who developed Python. And when was Python developed? Python was developed in 1989. And again, it was developed in 1989. But when it come under existence, it was the year 1991. Okay. So these all things we discussed. And again, we discussed what are the applications we can make while using Python. So there are various applications which we can make you using Python. Some are data analysis application, machine learning application, AI application, desktop applications, database applications, web development application, and obviously developing games as well. Okay. Now let's come to the features, why to use it, and what are the features regarding it. So the very first thing is it is free and open source. It is obviously a high level programming language. Second, it is a platform independent. The code which you guys have written on Windows, you can use the same code on Linux. You can use the same code on MacBook as well. Uh, it is easily portable. It is dynamically typed. Python follows both procedure oriented and object oriented. And again, Python use a interpreter for its compilation. It doesn't use a compiler. So again, here one question arises here. What is compiler? What is interpreter? So for that, I want you guys to comment it on the comment section. And the last point is Python excuse. Python includes various libraries. Uh, that's the point which makes Python different from any other programming languages. Now, for machine learning, it have different libraries. For data analysis, it have different libraries. For neural networks, it have different libraries. For computer vision, it have different libraries. So something which have more libraries, it helps you to make the code easy for any programmer. So these are all the features of Python. Why to use Python? Again, we have discussed about the various IDs. Let's not just jump into the IDs and focus on that. ID means the place where you can easily execute your codes, right? And now, what are the libraries and what are the packages used in Python? So regarding libraries and regarding packages, it will come, we will come to this part slowly and steadily, because right now what we are focusing on operators. After all operators, we will come under data types. After data types, we will come then again for conditional statements. Again for conditional statements, we will come under loops. So these libraries and all those things, it is something which is an advanced topic. So for that, we will move as we will complete the conditional statements and loops. Okay. So I hope you guys have understood what is a mind map is and where you can look at this particular mind map and how to operate the particular mind maps, right? So I want you guys to read this mind map every day, at least 4 to 5 times a day. Why? Because when you guys will be reading the mind maps, everything will be captured in your mind, in your brain, so that whenever you are attending any interviews, whenever you are attending any assignments, whether it's college viva, whether it's your semester exams, whether it's your it's like in anything, if you want to explain someone something, so if you are reading the mind map on a daily basis, yes, it's not only creates it will create a good habit, but yes, it will also create the better memory allocation of your brain. Okay. So now let's move on to our code. And yes, what I'm using Anaconda Navigator. Anaconda Navigator, what Anaconda Navigator is? Anaconda Navigator is a cloud-based ID. Okay. And within Anaconda Navigator, you can see there are various IDs. There is VS Code, there is PyCharm, there is Spider, there is Jupyter Notebook. So basically, these are all are the IDs. And what we are following Spider. Why we are following Spider? Because it is much user friendly. It is much beginner friendly, because the qualities, the features which you guys will be seeing on Spider, uh, that features is not on VS Code, not on PyCharm, not either on Jupyter Notebook as well. Okay. So this is the Anaconda Navigator, and once you guys will install it, you can see that yes, there are various IDs here. So now let's start with the Spider, and you can see here I have opened the Spider here. Here it's written the history of Python, which we have discussed it. And yesterday we have discussed, we had discussed about the variables. Again, I've asked you guys to comment what are the various rules we include while we are declaring a variable, right? So now just let's a quick recap of what we have done yesterday was that there are 6 to 7 rules which we keep it in mind while declaring a variable, right? So what's the very first thing? The very first thing is a variable doesn't start with a number. And what's the second thing? Second thing is you can use alphanumeric values, but again in alphanumeric, that particular variable name shouldn't start with a number. You can use a number in between, and if you want to use a number after that alphabets, so what you can do, you can simply put an underscore, and you can write in any numbers, any digits. And what was the third point? The third point was you can't use any spaces in between. Neither you can't use any special characters in if you want to join any special character using a underscore, that also can't be done while declaring a variable. So special characters can't be used, neither spaces, right? And what's the last point? The last point is you can't use reserve words or keywords. Reserve words and keywords. What's the meaning of reserve words and keywords? It's like basically the words or keywords which have been defined in Python when it was built. So if you will use the same variables, so it will give an error. Error in the sense, like uh, Python will identify it. For example, if you are naming a variable as a print, so in Python, the print actually means to print the uh, anything which you want to get displayed on the screen. So if you want something to get displayed on the screen, for that reason you are using print statement. Same goes with input, same goes with true, false, int. There are various keywords for that. And again, what's the code for locating that, how many keywords are there and what actually are the keywords is. So for that, you have to import a module, you have to import a library here named as keyword. So you can simply write import keyword, and from here you can write keyword.kw list. So when you will perform this operation, you can see yes, the keywords which are readily used in Python, you can see that it's being displayed on my console. Okay. So these were all the variable declaration, what should be kept in it in your mind while declaring a variable. And again, how to assign a variable. These all things we discussed here yesterday. And what all things we discussed yesterday was one was it's like the operators. What is the operator? I had given you an example of what is an operator. Okay. So now let's recap what we have discussed yesterday is what do you mean by operator? I'm not asking you what do you mean by operator in Python. By the word operator itself, what do you mean? Right? So just assume operator. Operator means someone who has mastered something and he knows how to operate it, right? For example, if uh, your vehicle, whether it's your bike, whether it's your car, okay, it goes down. So what you will do, you will certainly visit a mechanic. You will not visit a doctor, right? So why you want to visit a doctor? Because that particular mechanic is inbuilt and he is experienced in modifying your vehicle or modifying your engine, whether related to anything, right? So same goes with electrical engineer. For example, your electrical appliances went off, you will not visit a mechanical engineer for that, right? So you have to keep it these things in mind. And again, operators in Python, it means the same thing. And there are various operators in Python, and uh, the count of that operators is total of seven. We use seven operators in Python. Like in real life, there are many operators who just solve our life problems, whether it's regarding to home, whether it's regarding to the gadgets which you are using, whether it's regarding to our health. So similarly in Python, there are various operators. So the first one we discussed about is the arithmetic operators. And again, I have asked you guys, what do you mean by arithmetic? And again, when I'm asking something, what do you mean by arithmetic? I'm not asking for that Python itself. I'm asking that what do you understand by the term, that particular English term? What do you mean by arithmetic, right? So arithmetic, what do you mean? It's like I know you guys, everyone knows these things because they might have encountered the same thing, not in their colleges, but obviously in their schools when you guys were in fifth and sixth grade. What do you mean by arithmetic operations? So obviously there are seven arithmetic operations. First is addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, modulus, floor division, exponential. So these are all the things. And also we discussed about the comparison operator. Okay, so again, I asked about you guys, what do you mean by comparison? So comparison means when you are comparing something to another. Being in a typical Indian family, every another day you might be compared with Sarmaji ka beta. Like yes, Sarmaji ka beta is doing this stuff and you guys is not able to do this type of things, right? So comparison means comparing two persons. Okay. And again, assignment operator is assignment. What do you mean by assignment? You guys might have received an assignment in your colleges, in your offices. Assignment means something is being particular assigned by you, sorry, assigned to you. Okay. So for example, in your class, there are various things like the teacher assigns some person as a monitor. So what does it mean? That particular monitor designation is being assigned to that particular person. Okay. So similarly, for the prime minister role, Narendra Modi is being assigned for that prime minister. Okay. So that person is already being assigned. So here assignment operator also does the same thing. It's like you are assigning something to that particular variable. And how we do assign it, we have discussed it yesterday, right? And I've asked you guys to perform various operations upon what we have discussed yesterday: how to write the code for arithmetic operators, how to compare that particular two variables, and how we can assign the values, uh, not particularly assigning the values, but also assigning something to that particular thing. Okay. So now let's quick recap is the first what I told about arithmetic operator is, you can see here it's addition, subtraction, multiplication. And again, we have discussed the three important things regarding division was, when you want to simply divide something, just put a simple division sign there. And if you want a quotient, for example, if you are dividing two variables and you want a quotient for that, right? So what you do, you do double slash. Okay. For example, if you are dividing a number a with number b, so what you do, just simply put a double slash, it will give you a quotient value, right? And for the same, if you want a remainder value, so you have to give it a modulus sign. If you are dividing a with b, and if you want a remainder, you don't want a result, neither you want a quotient value, you want a remainder value, right? So for that, you use a modulus sign, and in short you can call it a mod. Okay. And similarly, when you want the exponential value of a particular thing, you can use a double asterisk there, right? And in comparison operator, you can see that it's a double equal to, not equal to, greater than equal to, less than equal to, or less than equal. So, and also I asked you guys, means like I have told you that what particular result will this comparison operator will give you, right? Whether it's a value or whether it's a something, yes or no, right? For example, if you are comparing two things, right? So the value is obviously yes or no, there is not a third option for that, right? If I will ask you, this is a bottle, right? And is this bottle filled with water? So obviously you will tell yes or no. You will not tell ki, okay, I will go and fill it, I filled it yesterday, now it is being emptied by someone. Okay. So these are not the answers you guys would be given, but the answer is yes and no. And what is yes and no? That is obviously true and false. True and false, what we call it a boolean value. Okay. So when you are comparing two things in Python using a comparison operator, it will always returns you a Boolean value, true and false. And again, we have discussed about assignment operators, how you are assigning the values. If you want to assign the sum of two values into a third variable, you can use C is equal to A plus B. And similarly, if you want to multiply the same thing, divide the same thing, basically in assignment operator, what we are using that arithmetic operations with equal to sign. So there is nothing much difference regarding arithmetic operator and assignment operators. The only difference is that we are using arithmetic operators, and with arithmetic operators, what we are using an equal to sign, right? So these are well the things which we have already been discussed yesterday, right? And I hope you guys have performed your codes regarding that. Okay. If not, then just don't pile off your work. Do it from today itself. Okay. And now, what is uh, today we will start with the next operators. What are the next operators which is being used in Python, right? So the next is membership operator. Okay. So what do you mean by membership operator? What actually a membership is? What do you mean by membership as an English language word, right? So I hope you guys have uh, joined any institute, or you guys have joined any gym or anything, or whether it's some hobby class related to learning some musical instrument, whether it's guitar, piano, whether you are in some dance classes, or whether you are uh, learning to how to sing, right? Whether you are joining a gym, so for that you need a particular membership for that. Okay. For example, if you want to watch some web series, you want something on Netflix, you want something on Amazon Prime, you want something on MX Player, so for watching that particular thing, obviously you need that membership thing, that membership card. And how you are doing it? You are using your money for that, to buy that particular membership. Okay. So how membership operators use in Python? Okay. So here in Python, there is only two things, is in and not in. Okay. If I will ask you whether you are a member of Netflix, then what you will say? You will just simply say me yes and no. You will not tell me I don't have money, I didn't buy it, right? So there is not a third option for that. There is only two options, yes and no. Okay. And obviously this again, it will give you a Boolean results. And just to keep these things in mind, when particular member operator will give you a Boolean results, you have to just think logically with your brain. Okay, just compare it with some real life examples, just as I have compared. Okay, what particular membership means, uh, what particular assignment means. Okay. So, and what particular comparison means when you are comparing two things. Okay. So for that reason, I know at the very first time you guys won't be able to identify what type of result something gives, but yes, it can be mastered with practice over a time. Only thing you guys need is the consistency. Okay. And consistency beats talent. Whether you guys are so much talented, whether you guys uh, are very much talented, but someone who is consistent as his work, at the end, who wins? Consistency wins, not the talent. Okay. So now let's not just drag away from the topic, just come back into it, right? So here in membership operator, what do we use? For example, uh, suppose your name is Akash, right? And if I want to check, is Cast in what? In Netflix. Okay. Uh, so what I will do, I will simply write here A is equal to 10. Okay. And again, why I'm using a string value here, why I'm not using an integer? Because integer is not iterable. Again, what do you mean by iterables? These are the alien words which are being sounding to you, which I'm telling guys. No, again, this is not an alien words. Iterators we will learn later. So for that, in short, I will tell you what iterators are. Iterators is something which we can iterate through. We can iterate it using a loop. We can't iterate an integer. Okay. So for that reason, we are using a string. If I want to check if I in, it's not I, if one, if one in A, then print the value. Sorry, the value is present. In sprint, the value is not present. So when I will execute this particular line of codes, then you can see the value is present. Why it's present? Obviously in 10 one is present, right? And what is if and else? Again, this is a conditional statements which we will discuss later. For if you want to just print the values, you don't have to check it. So you can simply use it. For example, uh, one in A. So you can see the obviously the value will gives you true. Or why it will give you true? Because again it will gives you a boolean value. I am checking is Akash in Netflix. Okay. So obviously Akash have taken an membership of that Netflix, then it will give you a true. If Akash haven't taken the membership of Netflix, then it will certainly give the answer false, right? So these are all the things. And again, there are only two things here. One is in, one is not in. Okay. So for that, the particular line of code is if you want to check that if print, for example, 8, 8 is not in 10, right? Print 8 not in A. So again, what type of answer it will give you guys? I want you guys to comment on the comment section. Obviously, it's true because 8 is not in 10. See, the answer is true. And if I will ask, is 8 in 10? Then the answer will be false here. So these are all the membership operator. These are all the things which we have discussed regarding the membership operator. What all things we can include while using an membership operator. Okay. Now let move on to the next operator is identity operator. Okay. So what you guys mean by identity operator? What do you mean by identity? Okay. I want you guys to comment it on the comment section. And again, here I'm not asking identity in Python. I'm asking the term, the English word as an identity. What do you mean by it? Right? So identity is something that uh, defines your existence, right? For example, to live in India, obviously, what is your identity card? What is your existence card for living in India? Obviously, that is the Aadhaar card. Okay. So if I will ask that is you guys are having an Aadhaar card, so what you will say? You will obviously tell yes, and you will tell no. There is not a third option. You will not tell that you had applied for, you will get some days later, or you will get some days earlier, right? You will say yes and no. Again, this particular operator will give you a Boolean result that is true and false. What three type of operators will give you a Boolean result? First was membership operator. Okay. Second was, tell me, I we have discussed yesterday itself, right? I want you to comment it on the comment section. What type of operators gives you the Boolean result? Okay. So now let's discuss about the identity thing. For example, if you have uh, joined a gym, or for example, if you are in a college, what particular thing will identify you guys that you are in this particular college, you are in this particular office, you are in this particular residential area, you, or for example, if you are in this particular country. Okay, so obviously that thing will be your card, whether it's your college ID card, whether it's your office ID card, whether it's your Aadhaar card, or you are moving in abroad, it will be the visa for you guys. It will be identify as an identity for you, that yes, you exist in this company, in this country, in this college, for this particular reason. Okay, so if anyone will ask you, is you guys are having visa, is you having your college card, your answer will be yes and no. And again, how to check it? There is simple English language term here. There is no rocket science. How to use an identity operator? It's just same as we have discussed in the membership operator. Here we used in. Here we will use is. The only difference is instead of n, you are using s. Okay. So the code will be as simple as it is. For example, a is equal to this. This is the number. Okay. This is the number, right? If I wanna check print two is a. So what answer it will give you guys? I want you to comment in the comment section. Okay. Okay. So you can give here the value false. And again, just don't look at this syntax warning, because there are various things in Python. Basically, what this two is a means, whether it's checking it is equal to or not. Again, where we have discussed about the equal to sign, I want you guys to comment on the comment section where we have used it. Okay. So for I will show you guys where you have used it. Okay. So here is the comparison operator. In comparison operator, we were using. Okay. So it's the same thing here in identity operator. In comparison operator, we use double equal to match the values. Here we are using is. That's the difference. And again, is not, and what is not equal to in comparison operator. How do you use it? To check if a value is not equal to for that certain thing, right? How will you use it? So obviously it's a not equal to sign. A, sorry, my bad. One, not equal to sign is exclamation mark, then equal to, and then you can write it two. Okay. So it will give you obviously a syntax error because I haven't used the print statement here. Python will not be able to identify that, okay, कि भाई तू कर क्या रहा है. ठीक है. Python will can see the value true because obviously one is not equal to two, right? So these are all the things we discussed regarding operators. What are the various operators? How we can use that particular various operators in Python? What do you mean by that particular operators? So basically there are seven things. There are several operators which we use in Python, right? And these are all the things. And for today, what you guys have to do, if you haven't done the yesterday work, for today you have to for for today you have to write the program for all these operators. Okay. In identity operator, it is not. How to use these things is not. In membership operator, the two things were in, not in. How to use that, in assignment operator, I have told you guys there are various points. You are using the same arithmetic operator but with equal to sign. So basically that is assignment operator, right? So 2 plus 2, 4 plus 7. Obviously it's 11. Then again it comes comparison operator. Okay, in comparison operator there were several things. So again 11 plus 5, 17. And again arithmetic operations, it's so basically total, let's round off the things. You have to do 30 programs for now. Okay, if you haven't done it earlier on the previous day, right? So for today, these are all the things, these are all the 30 programs which you guys have to do it, right? So these are all well the things we discussed about operators, what operators is and what operator is not. And you guys can pardon me with that because I've been using pen, but again, I don't have a pen for that. The reason is that I don't have a money for that, right? So I can't buy it. So for that, I need you guys the help for that. If you guys like my video, then obviously you can subscribe it, you can like it, you can share with your friends. If you don't like it, then you can dislike the dislike button. You can mention what all things you didn't disliked it. Okay, because I'm the guy who loves getting the feedback, because feedback is the only thing which help anyone to improve. Okay, so no one is perfect, no one knows hundred of things, right? There are various things which are being left out, whether it's in real life, whether it's in professional life, whether it's anything. Okay, there are certain things which have been missed out. So I want you guys to give your feedbacks again on the comment section. If you dislike it, that what all things I have to improve it, so that I can implement it on the second video. Okay, right? And again, if you want to me to buy a pen for that, and if you want me to just explain it by writing it on the screen itself, for that I need your support. I need. So let's wind up for the today topic. And again, you have to practice 30 questions. These were the 30 questions which have been provided by me. Again, just for you guys to master it, you have to write at least 500 to 1000 lines of code every day. Okay, then only you guys can master anything, right? You have to just practice it, because practice makes it easy and practice makes it perfect. But the most important thing with practice is consistency. You have to be consistent in your work. Okay, so you can beat anyone who is above your talent level. Okay, so just focus on these things. Till then, bye bye and good night and jai hind.